Hello, crafty friends, and welcome back. Today I'm playing along with Mixed Media Mayhem, and today's items were wood veneer to be altered, travel theme, and 3+ pattern papers. So I have been working on some tags for a tag album to document my trip to see the Eagles at the Sphere in Las Vegas. So this was the very first tag that I created, and now I've decided to incorporate some of the things from this challenge. And so this part is just showing you how I created this tag. That I did some embossing, and this big black tag is a Dilutions, I believe it was. And so several of the pages are going to be from this tag size, and then I showed you the craft ones and the white ones. And then recently I picked up some of I believe these are Dina Wakley paints. And so this was actually the first time playing along with them. And this part didn't work out only because I think I got too much paint and the words actually didn't read very clearly. And honestly, it doesn't matter because I end up covering it up with my photo later on. So really, as I was creating these tags and playing with all this different mixed media, I was just playing, because some of it I hadn't used in a long time, some of it was new, and I knew I wanted to use these different tags, and I thought if I didn't like the tag for this particular album, I could save it for something later. So let's see. So I used that Tim Holtz stencil, put some more paint through that. I had better luck on that one. The holes were bigger and I used less paint. And so now I was just using this to put some more orange where it would be visible, just kind of around the edge. And there you can see my glass mat cleaned up quite easily, and anything that had dried up actually just scratched right off with no issue with my fingernail. And so here I'm using the Tim Holtz Spritz in purple, just adding that around, and I'm going to set that off to the side. And then obviously I moved on to different tags and came back to this one. At some point I had used a stencil and put some purple through on the back of this tag. So that happens to be my first layer. And then now I'm going to get my brayer out and roll some paint on in some various places. So I get some yellow on there. And honestly, at first, I was not loving the back of this tag. I was like, ah. And the more I started working with it, the better I liked it. So I have these layers with the purple and the blue, and then the yellow and the orange, and those are complementary colors. So I get the paint on, I set it aside, and then I don't know if this is the same night or if it was another evening after it had dried. I pulled out the stencil and used the white opaque texture paste, and now that I've got all these different layers going on, I ended up loving this tag a lot, the front and the back. So you can see all my different layers, and I think that is pretty much the end of what I put on there for mixed media on the tag. So now I'm on to the part where I'm starting to decorate it, and this one is actually documenting a couple photos from their opening song, Hotel California. And so this is where I'm bringing in my 3 pattern papers, the two of my photos, and then I did take a video of part of the song, and so I matte my QR code on the 3rd piece of pattern paper. Kind of a weak use of pattern paper, but on such a small canvas, that was where I was able to get it on here. So I made it work. Here I am just making sure those are the same size, because they are going to overlap over the side of the tag, and so they're going to cover, the back sides are going to cover each other up. and I wasn't quite ready to glue them down because I knew I was going to be tucking some things underneath. So I just put the one piece of tear tape on to hold the picture down while I check all my spacing and everything like that. And then I'll come in towards the end and add liquid glue around all the edges. Here is my QR code, and so here's where I'm going to alter my wood veneer car. I wanted it to be a purple color, and I actually ended up going with the dark purple, and I believe that's Villainous Potion. So here's where I altered it. I used my oxide inks to add color to it, and then I'm going to use that shiny mirror paper in back behind the car here. So I do just use a pencil, trace around it, and cut that out. And let's see, get that glued on. So like I said before, this is going to be a tag book that I am creating. I'm not going to have process videos for every single tag, but I will be doing a demo on Facebook and YouTube at my local scrapbook store, Memory Bound Papercraft Store. They have a YouTube channel, they have a Facebook. I will link both of those down below. And I will be doing a demo for their music week on Friday, July 17th. So I will be showing the entire album there. So come check that out. They have videos every day from on Monday through Friday at 9:30 a.m. Central Time. So back to the tag here, that I had these cactus from Rust and Revs, I think it was, quite a while ago. And, I stuck them in a little baggie. I was like, oh, I don't know what I'm going to use these for, that I, haven't had a trip to the desert or anything like that. So I stuck them aside. Well, the lyrics of the song, on a dark desert highway. And in some of the graphics as the car's driving through at the beginning, you can see some cactus and things like that. So bingo, I've got some cactus used up from that laser set. And yeah, so here the back side that I just went through as I started preparing to do some of these tags, that I was thinking of some of the lyrics of some of the songs to pull out some specific things, and then I just went through some of my color drawers and pulled out some miscellaneous things like these half gold die cut circles, the stars, and things of that nature, just to get used up and add some additional interest to the tag here. So getting a few more of those cactus used up on the backside here. Then as I glued down that first cactus, I realized I had forgot to start to glue some of the stuff down. So I get that started here. And let's see, getting my cactus on. And then I'm going to flip back to the front side again. If you have been to the concert before and seen the graphics, that the very beginning it starts out really dark. You can't really tell what's going on. And then you start seeing a car come into from the distance. And when it gets really close, it looks like it's going to, jump right out of the screen and run over you. And so if you click on the QR code that I provided, I think that's basically the clip that I provide. And so I decided to pull out some yellow gems here and put those in the headlights, because I felt that was kind of how the car looks when it's coming at you there. So here are the close-ups for each of the tags. If you have any questions for me, please feel free to leave those down below. Otherwise, I'll have links to the playlist as well as to my local scrapbook store and their video site for you to go check things out. And hopefully I'll see you on the 17th when I will be live on their Facebook and YouTube channel sharing this project. So thanks for stopping by.